Forrest, good to see you, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Didi, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. We're matching. I think we're on point with the colors, the branding, right?
Gotta do it. It's shark season, man.
It's Shark Week. It's Shark season. We have a specific shark to talk about. Well, it's an alien shark. Right? I mean,
Do it.
goes from Japan. I mean, that's probably one of my favorite things about Shark Week over the years is all these different kind of new specials that come on. I learn all the time. So, what was that like, kind of being part of this special specifically, knowing that people do have an appetite to kind of learn more? There's that edutainment component with Shark Week that I enjoy.
Yeah, look, I mean, my speciality is not great whites and tiger sharks like the majority of Shark Week shows. Mine is the hard to find, rare, small, not necessarily small, but hard to find, rare, and difficult species. And so Japan's been high on the bucket list for a while, and I strive to educate people on the other sharks. There are
Yeah.
hundreds of species of sharks in the world, and yet 90% of Shark Week and shark programming, rather, is just the big toothy one. So I think it's so much more interesting to look at the weird shaped ones and the stripy ones and the colorful ones and the deep sea ones. And so for me, being able to share that knowledge with the world is such a treat that yeah, I love it. I love it.
And the ocean is so big. Like, there's so many. It's crazy, right? Like, from a scientist, like biologist perspective, it's like there's a lot of like fish out there that like we probably would have like no idea were even a thing, right? Like, that's an interesting thing to think about too, right? Does that kind of blow your mind? Working in this field for a while, you have been, but like there's still, you're probably learning as we go as well sometimes, right?
Oh, of course, man. The ocean is massive. There are so many things that you could never, ever expect to see, right? I mean,
Yeah.
for instance, if you watch the show, when we hop into that harbor, I was like, this is going to suck. It's never going to make the show. We're not going to see anything. Not only did we see an incredible swell shark and a bunch of eels, saw a giant Japanese spider crab come up from the depths, right? I know lots about sharks. I know a little about crabs. I was never expecting to see a 6 foot long crab walking around a harbor, and that's just one of a zillion things I could list. But the ocean is a constant educator. When you get in the ocean with a mask and snorkel on, you never know what you're going to see. You never know what you're going to learn, and that's what makes it so exciting.
From a viewer perspective, like we talked about like the entertainment component and then the education component, right? Because like I feel like Shark Week is really edutainment, and I love it. I love that component of it. Do you lean towards more one? Like, do you like them both equally, or do you like the education perspective more than the entertainment? Like, I'm just curious where you lean on that specifically.
Great question, PD. I mean, look, traditionally, I would say I like the education aspect, but I don't believe that people want to be educated unless they're entertained through media, through television.
Yeah.
So if it's not entertaining and it's not fun and it's not exciting, why would you learn from it? A great producer once said to me, what you really want to do is make a good hour of entertaining television that at the end of the hour, the viewer doesn't even realize how much they've learned. They
Yeah.
come away and the next day they're at the water cooler going, did you know that there are three types of shark birth? Whoa, weird. Where did I learn that? And I think that's the key, is to make sure that someone is so engaged and so entertained by your hour of programming that at the end of it, they don't even realize that they've just learned an encyclopedia of knowledge.
100%. That's very well said. Good segue to my next question. So much happens before you go to camera and start actually filming the footage for Alien Sharks Goes to Japan. There's so many kind of calls, there's Zoom calls, you're meeting, you're figuring out everything. So in a lot of ways, for us, you could see it as two journeys, right? From a filmmaking, documentary point of view. You look at it before filming and then after filming. Like, it could be two journeys, or do you see it as one big journey with multiple steps? I'm just curious about that.
Good question, P. Well, I think it's different for me compared to maybe some other like potential hosts on TV because
Yep.
I own the production company that makes the shows. I create the concepts and pitch them out and all of that. So I've been working on Japan for 6 years. So
Wow.
this isn't, yeah. So a lot of people get a call and it's like, hey, do you want to go to Tiger Beach and do a show on tiger sharks eating goats or whatever? And they're like, sure. I've been working on this Japan project for 6 years. I've been communicating with the people in Japan, talking about where to locate these rare animals, like where's going to be the best diving, what boat to work with. So it's 6 years of work finally coming to fruition this July. And we're still in post right now. Like, we're still putting the pieces of the show together. I mean, it's done, don't get me wrong, but little fine tunes and tweaks are still happening now. So it's a huge journey is the way that I look at it.
Yep.
And it's not done until that night that you see the little Shark Week banner pop up, and then all of a sudden the information comes out. And it's like, that's when I can finally take a breath and go, oh my God, we did it. This project we've been working on for 6 years is now a real life thing.
And it's incredible. I'm so happy for you and the crew, man. Honestly, it's really awesome to see. July 7th, Discovery Shark Week starts. Forrest, good to see you, man. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure. See you, Petey.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.